What is going on, everybody? It's Aaron Tates and welcome back to the channel. Now today, as you guys saw, we have a box. And this box is our fog light housing replacement. We have our aux beam LEDs, have everything for wiring. And inside this Amazon Prime bag, we have our wiring harness plugs for the fog lights, because my truck did come factory with fog lights, but as you guys know, if you've been following the channel for even like a week, I used to have the light bars as my fog lights in the bumper, and I did away with that. I want a more clean OEM look after this truck is wrapped. I just want it clean and simple. I don't want a bunch of light bars or anything like that. I feel like light bars were a trend that has died, and they were once upon a time cool, and they're not very cool anymore. Now they're more for like off-road rigs. If you actually like take your vehicle to the woods and you need that sufficient lighting to go around the truck, I feel like that's what light bars purpose serves, and I just don't want them on the truck anymore. But when I put the light bars on, I wired them into the factory fog light wiring, but I cut the plugs off. So got some new plugs, I'll be putting those on. That's what the heat shrink is for, and that way we can do everything the right way. I've got LED bulbs because every bulb on this truck is LED, and I'm keeping it that way. And then we have our fog light housings. I will unbox all of this, and like always, everybody, everything is always linked down in the description below. If you need plugs, they'll be linked down below. If you need just LED bulbs, they'll be linked down below. And if you need the whole housing yourself, it will be linked down below. Now I will say, if your truck didn't come factory with fog lights, and you have the plastic bumper with the solid piece where it had dumb wind, but if you have the solid piece where the fog light, I'm trying to talk here, can you not? All right, now I will say, if your truck did not come factory with fog lights, you have the solid plastic piece in your cutout where your fog lights would go, odds are your truck did come with the wiring harness with fog lights, because it's one big factory harness from GM, and they're probably tucked up somewhere out of the way. Now, you can just cut that section out of the bumper and put the fog lights in, or I will link down below the lower valance that has factory fog light cutouts in it that you could just replace. I believe it's like 40 bucks. You can just replace that. It's also linked down below. It's also linked in my bumper video. If you watch me replacing my front bumper, I linked the valances in the description of that. If you're curious, go watch the bumper video. See all what I'm talking about, how to replace the lower valance, anything like that. But I will go ahead and link down that lower valance for you guys. So let's get right into unboxing this. Hey everybody, Future Aaron here, editing the video, and forgot to mention what to do if your truck didn't come with a factory fog light harness. If you go to put your fog lights in and you're like, crap, I don't have a harness. A buddy of mine, TheKingCoopa, he actually has a very in-depth video on installing a factory fog light switch, what to do if you don't have the harness, and he goes very in-depth with all of it. I will link his video down in the description below. So if you're here and you're looking to put in factory fog lights but you don't have a harness, go check out his video. He'll tell you exactly what to do. He does very in-depth with it. He doesn't do a fog light install, he does a light bar install in that video. So if you'd like to see how fog lights are installed, you can always come back and watch this video, or watch this one through and then go check out his video. But I wanted to let you guys know, if you don't already have the harness, there is a way to do it. Just check out his video and he'll show you how. Okay, so first we'll start out with the fog light housing itself. They come separately packaged. I already opened up one just to make sure it had the bracket with it. I just went with clean, clear, and simple to match my headlights. You can get these in smoke, you can get them yellow tinted, whatever you want. I just opted to have the clear. Now, as far as mounting goes, there are two holes up here in the top, and if your truck came factory with fog lights, you'll know there's two, I think they're like 10mm bolts that go through here and bolt into the bumper. I'll try and find a link for you guys to buy them if you don't already have them. I already have them because I used to have fog lights, and I surprisingly kept the bolts. I cut the wires, but I kept the bolts for whatever reason that was. But I'll try and find a link for you guys to put down in the description below. That way, if you don't have factory fog lights, you can have the bolts for them. if you're not wanting to switch to LEDs, these fog lights, they will be linked down below. They do come with a halogen bulb. And I mean, it's super nice because I mean, these fog lights were like 40 bucks. So for it to come with a bulb and everything is super cool. Move on to the bulbs. These are just simple aux beam. They are H10 9145 bulbs. I'll open it up for you guys so you guys can see the bulb itself. If I can open it. See what type of ITU it takes to open up the package. Just simple, solid LEDs all around the sides, and then the LED bulb in the front. And I'll give you guys a night shot of that later in the video once they're installed. Just like that, it's a red and black wire. You have your positive and your ground, and then your plug. These were like $6, guys. I mean, simple as that. They will also be linked down below. Now, this video is not sponsored whatsoever. If anything is ever sponsored in a video, I will tell you guys, but it's not sponsored. This is all bought and paid for myself, so don't think I'm trying to recommend anything to you guys. This is my personal preference. This is what I researched and I bought. So if you guys are wanting to do this yourself and you want a good product, I will definitely tell you whether it is good or not. If you guys have been following this channel, you guys know I run aux beam bulbs in everything. Unless aux beam doesn't carry that size bulb I need, I run aux beam. I have aux beam reverse lights. I have aux beam tail lights. Or I mean, the housings are spider, but I mean, the bulbs are aux beam. My front, my highs and low beams are aux beam. I have aux beam all over. I put aux beam in my girlfriend's car. Everything I run is aux beam. So that's why these are aux beam. I'm not sponsored by them. Aux beam, if you're watching this, I would love to be sponsored because I love your products, but I am not sponsored. I just recommend their stuff. And these are one of the cheaper housings I found that were crystal clear like I was wanting. And that's why I opted to get them. I didn't get them because they had bulbs or anything like that, but I saw they had good reviews. They were crystal clear like I was wanting, and they came with the mounting crap that you need, and that's why I picked them. And they're Amazon Prime, and I'm a Prime member, if you can't tell. And then I just found the best review for wiring harnesses to replace my old ones. So let's jump right into getting these installed. For you guys that have been sticking around to the channel, this is the bed liner that I did a little over a month ago. As you can tell, it is still super black, still all intact. I have one chipped spot right there at the end of my finger. I threw in a set of metal chains after I hauled the Ford over to the house, and it chipped the bed liner. It's right in there somewhere. It's a super small chip, but I mean, it is a bed, but I'm more happy at the fact that it is still a very dark black color. That is what makes me the happiest, and it still has a lot of texture. I was really expecting it to fade, and so far it has not faded, and that's what I'm happy about. Okay, so first, before we do anything, we're going to wire up the harness. That way that is all done and out of the way. Now, as you can see, you guys can see where I came in and hooked the light bars into this. I'm actually going to be pulling this off, but I saved it on there so I could see what was the power wire and what was the ground. And the power is the bluish looking wire, and the ground, actually, see, it looks purplish now that I'm looking it up here. So it looks like a purple and a black wire. The purple is the power wire, and the ground looks like it's just a solid black. Now, as we can see, purple, power, this, I'm thinking it's black, this ground. So I'm actually gonna be removing this, and we'll be hooking up our new harness. Just like that, we are all wired up. Now I'm going to shove all this back in this factory wire loom. That way it's a little bit cleaner. Just like that, it's all wire loomed up. And now we're going to install the fog light itself. These are the bolts, bolts and clips I'm talking about. These clips go up top in the bumper, and I'll give you guys an underneath look so you guys can see that. Okay, to install the little tabs, you want the thread part, you can see the threads right here. You want it facing downwards, so the mounts go up over top. slide it in like that. Super easy. One of the easiest installs you'll ever do. Now that you have those in, you want to get your bolts ready and take your fog light itself and go up over top of it. Just get one of your bolts, try and feel for it. It's not something you'll be able to see very easily. Now I just have a ratcheting wrench. You can use a ratchet, you can use whatever is easier for you. What I'm doing is getting the first bolt started. As you can see, it's now hanging up. Okay guys, I had to stop recording because where I had to be to see the bolt holes for the fog light, the camera was just in the way every time. But the fog light itself is in. I will give you a tip. The little clips that you put in the bumper, I suggest before you put the fog light housing in, you tighten those nuts all the way down on there and press them into the bumper kind of. It kind of holds them a little bit more sturdy there, because you're basically blindly putting the bolt through the fog light housing and into those little clips, and it's a pretty big pain in the butt. Those clips move around a lot, and once they move, they're no longer in the hole for the bolt to go through, and you're constantly just trying to gently get the bolt up there and lined up blindly. This took me like 20 minutes just to put in, just because I fought with the bolt holes the entire time. But I'm going to plug in the wiring harness into the halogen bulb, and that way I can show you guys kind of what the halogen bulb looks like. This is what the halogen bulb looks like, and as you can see, these are my LED turn signal bulbs. They have that bright white look. This is just a nasty yellow. I don't like halogen bulbs whatsoever. So we're gonna plug the LED bulb in, and I'll show you guys that. That right there is how the LED bulb looks during the daytime. Now I'm gonna repeat this whole process on the passenger side with the other housing, and next shot you guys will see will be both of them on during the day, and then I'll get some nighttime shots for you guys. And that is with both of them in and both LEDs in. Like I said, I still will get nighttime shots for you. I just wanted you guys to be able to see it during the daylight. And also, I didn't really get much of a bumper video in the daylight. This is how the bumper turned out. It's a million times better than what it was, so I am happy with it. But there's the fog lights, everybody. It's not completely dark out yet, but I wanted to give you guys kind of a glimpse of what it looks like at dusk. This is when you can actually somewhat see the lights and still see the truck at the same time. Get in a little bit closer. I'm very, very happy with them. They're all the same temperature, which I'm very happy about. By temperature, I mean they're the same color grading of white. I will still be throwing up a nighttime clip with them, but as you guys can see, my parking lights come on with the fog lights, so you're not gonna be able to tell just completely how bright the fog lights are. So I just wanted to give you guys somewhat of a glimpse of what they look like when it's still, you can still see the truck, but you can see the fog lights as well. I will be throwing up the nighttime shot at the end of the video after this outro. But I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go down, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully you guys have already entered the giveaway. I posted the giveaway video live, and hopefully you guys have entered it. It will be going for 1 week, so get your entries in, subscribe, like, comment. Each comment is an entry, just like every giveaway video I've done in the past, and I will be only running it for a week. So guys, go down, drop a like on this video, subscribe. If you liked this video, drop a comment. If you want to see something different, drop a comment. I will be doing the rockers for a video, and we'll be doing all the body work this week. So stay tuned, because next week, being the truck, I've already ordered the wrap and everything. So if you want to see this truck get wrapped, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. See ya.